Thank you, Ellen. With all this talk about rain, there's certainly one group really loving life right about now. That's, of course, the plants. So why not put Mother Nature's water to good use and create rain gardens? Fox 2's Veronica Meadows joins us live with more on how to do just that. Veronica, good morning to you.
Hey, Dave, this is probably the only story where I think we could all actually hope that we can be outside when it rains. And Mother Nature is definitely not disappointing. We are here in Plymouth. It is raining. Matthew Bertrand is loving that it is raining. You are already hard at work this morning. Come on over here and tell us about your rain gardens. All right, first things first, what is a rain garden?
A rain garden is a garden like most others, but it's flipped upside down. So instead of like a mound, we've got a shallow saucer, and then it takes the water that's flooding off of a parking lot or your roof at your home, and it fills up at pools and it soaks into the ground. So we're keeping it out of the storm system, we're keeping it out of the river, we're keeping it from flooding people downstream from us.
That is absolutely amazing. We're actually going to come over here a couple more steps just so that Brett can turn the camera a little bit more to really give folks a good idea about how this rain garden works. So everything in this garden really has a purpose.
Yeah, every last bit has a purpose, from the trap right here that's capturing pollution and keeping it out of the rain garden, and then the garden itself, you can see that shallow saucer that dips down, and then all the beautiful plants in this garden. This is an entryway garden, so we designed it to be a beautiful, beautiful space, and it also has habitat value for birds, for butterflies, for other pollinators.
Did it look like this when you first put all of the plants in?
Oh, we put all these little teeny tiny plants in at the start, and over the course of this year, we planted it in May. It's really matured nicely. It's really filled in beautifully.
And when we're talking about literally everything in this garden has a purpose, everything from the boulders to even the types of plants you put in for a reason.
Yep, absolutely. We pick plants that can survive being underwater for 48 hours. That's the maximum. We want a rain garden to hold water. And then they also have to be able to survive drought in between the rainstorms, which we do occasionally have drought between rain. This year, maybe.
Do we remember what it's like to have a drought in between the rain? Because I sure don't.
Yeah, it's been a while, it seems. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and volunteers really help keep all of these gardens thriving.
Absolutely. All of these gardens were planted with volunteers. We had over 300 volunteers in the spring, and I think we're up to about 200 or so this fall as we continue to plant the 20,000 square feet of rain gardens here at PARC.
Wow, how many square feet again?
20,000. It's about a half an acre. It's 23 rain gardens throughout this parking lot. Together, they soak up over 225,000 gallons of water every time it rains, over 3 million gallons a year across this parking lot.
How long have you folks been really taking on this project?
We've been doing rain gardens for, I think, over a decade now, something like that. But PARC for about a year or so, working to get these rain gardens in place. In Plymouth, we've got about 8 other rain gardens at Plymouth Township Park, at a few people's houses, at Plymouth Canton High School.
Wow, so they are really all over. And what have you seen? What's the impact been to the community?
Sure. Well, so these gardens are helping to solve some of the flooding problems here in the Plymouth Canton area. So they're helping to soak up that water rather than having it flow into the storm system where it's causing flooding. These gardens are capturing that water in place and managing it on site. So it's a great solution to the flooding problems that we've seen this year.
Absolutely. You know, I think so many of us can relate to, flooding in our local communities. And this is one way you guys have been ahead of the game in that area.
Doing our best, trying to get ahead. These storms have been pretty intense, and it's something that every homeowner can do. It's a practice that, just find your roof, find a spot where the water's draining off, and you can dig your rain garden to help keep your basement dry and to be a part of the solution to these flooding problems here in Southeast Michigan.
There you go. Well, in our next half hour, we're going to be talking to folks more about how you can make a rain garden in your own home. Also, word on the street later this morning, the volunteers are going to be out a little bit later, making sure all of these rain gardens continue to thrive. For now, we are live in Plymouth. Veronica Meadows, we'll send it back to you.
Yeah, Veronica, timing is everything on this one. The rain's coming down right there, so we really get to see it in action. Now, I typically think of gardening as a spring activity, but this is something you could clearly do in the fall?
100%, and we're going to clarify that with Matthew. Dave has a question for us. I almost hit you with my umbrella, but I narrowly missed you.
Survived this time.
I know. Dave has a quick question. He wants to know so this is, when most people think about gardening, they think spring, summertime, but you can do this in the fall.
Oh, fall is one of the best times to garden. Rain gardens or other gardens as well. For the lazy gardener out there, oh yeah, you don't have to water very much. You plant it in the ground, and then, winter comes just in a sec, so minimal effort, and then next spring, the plants are coming back, they're alive, they're thriving, and you don't have to water at that time most of the time. So fall is actually my favorite time to garden.
Dave, did you know you can really garden and get a lot done in the fall? I had no idea.
I get so much done in the fall. None of it has to do with gardening, though. Thank you, Veronica, for that. We'll check in with you later.